Hey guys, welcome back to the adventures of HPSquared. I'm Hemil.
I'm Hirali.
And welcome back
to episode 3.
Woo! 3 episodes in, and we are grateful for your support. We're grateful for the feedback we received from episode 1 to help produce episode 2. Great support for episode 2 as well, wasn't there?
It was great, and we had such good feedback. Definitely more positive feedback, so we're getting there.
We're getting there, and we just want you to continue to help us by liking, subscribing, and also just enjoy the videos. But first things first, we hope you had a very good Christmas, and we wish you the very best for the...
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I can't breathe.
Oh God, Hirali. She thinks she's a bit of a comedian, but you know, we're...
That didn't quite work out how I wanted it to. But yeah, we all wished that you had a very Merry Christmas and Santa came and brought you loads of presents and fun times with loved ones. We certainly had a good Christmas, didn't we? We spent lots of time with family.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we spent loads of time with family. We were in Berlin for some of it.
Berlin.
Riding around on bikes.
Berlin. Yeah, we had fun. Well, we didn't have fun, but we had fun. No, we had fun. The overall trip was great. And this leads us on to our very first topic of challenges, I think, which is a great start. So I was actually really ill, as you know from the previous episode. I was catching some kind of flu, and I definitely caught the super flu. So the night before we were due to fly to Berlin, I said to Hemil, look, I packed my side of the suitcase. You need to pack yours and make sure it's 10 kg. We were only going for like 4 nights, and we didn't need too many clothes. So I was hoping that would be an easy task for him. I trusted him with everything. And then we got to Berlin, and I was like, oh, I just need my hair straighteners. And then I couldn't find them. And I was like, oh, I must have just forgotten them. And then when I found out the whole bag with like my underwear, my socks, my pajamas was all missing, I was fuming. I was like, you've taken it out, haven't you? And bearing in mind, it was like 11 p.m. at night and he was half asleep. And he was like, oh no, like it must be there. Oh, and he was trying to blame it on me. And I was fuming. And he fell asleep, didn't you?
Good sleep, to be honest. You know, it was...
Do I look amused?
You are now. Back then you weren't,
yeah,
but, you know, you went and found some the next morning, to be honest. It wasn't a big deal.
Went to Woolworths, guys. They had a Woolworths in Berlin. Time of my life, so it probably worked out in my favour. But yeah, it was a nightmare. I was just so angry at the time. But yeah, I'm over it now.
Here's a public apology. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We can move on now.
We can move on. But as I already described, this episode is based on challenges. The next one, Hirali.
Not just on challenges, you keep forgetting the highlights. Yeah, the challenges and highlights of 2025 are what we're going to talk about in this episode.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We've had plenty, haven't we? We've had plenty of highlights, challenges. We bought a house, guys.
Yeah, we bought a house at the start of the year, so we completed on the 7th of February 2025. And that was a challenge, wasn't it, Hemil?
It really was, you know, having to basically adulting documents and trying to find a mortgage advisor, which you know, the guy that we had was very good.
You can check the location of all your items and devices in the Find My app.
Right, I don't know why Siri just decided to have a moment, but you know, we rude. Where was I? So we found a mortgage advisor. He gave us all the mortgage products in terms of different. It's a bit like car insurance. You have different providers and whatnot. From there on, you know, you've got to fund it and whatever. You've got to have proof of funding. All sorts. God.
There were a lot of documents. There was a lot of back and forth thing. Like, bearing in mind, I lived in London and Hemil lived in Leicester. We had to keep sending things via post. And there was just so much signing. It was just, yeah, it was a lot of effort. But it was one of our biggest challenges, I would say. But we got through that quite well. And props to you because you actually somehow knew how to buy a house. I just gave the money and turned up, to be honest.
7 years ago, my parents bought a new property, so it kind of helped. But honestly, guys, it was a good challenge. It was a very good challenge.
We learned a lot throughout the process, didn't we? It's not easy.
It really isn't. It's not easy. Guys, you will literally sign your life away.
Even to get your offer accepted, it took a while.
Yeah, but you know, props to you for you helped me with the offering skill.
Negotiation. I'm the negotiator. Right, I was pretty
so
clever.
you know, Hirali told me to go in at a price, and then we sort of worked our way from there.
Yeah.
And eventually, we got the price that we originally discussed. So, very good challenge, I would say.
But we overcame it quite well because of our different strengths.
Yeah, we did. But in amongst that, buying a house, what did we also have to do, Hirali?
Plan a wedding. We got married, guys.
Yeah.
August 2025, the 10th of August was the day we got married. And planning a wedding is not for the weak, especially in a big Indian wedding. It's a lot. Like we come from like the same like background culture. We're both Indian, we're both Gujarati, but we both come from different areas of Gujarat, which means there are slightly different traditions. And we didn't think that would be too much of an issue, but we found out there were a lot of places where we both have to compromise as families. And yeah, both our families just work very different. I think Hemil's are way more laid back, and mine are really quite organised. So we had to come to some kind of agreement on some things, and yeah, it was quite a lot. So any of you going through the wedding process, if you're an Indian couple, yeah, we sympathise, sympathise or empathise.
It's particularly a lot because we'd also bought a house, so I think that added on to the wedding.
Yeah, we had a lot. We decided to do it all in 1 year, which I don't recommend because that was intense.
It was intense, and you've got this to sort out with the house, you've got that to sort out with the wedding. It is a lot, and props to the people within our families to help us for a start. Props to Hirali, props to me. I'm going to give myself some credit here. We managed to get through it. We got through it through the experiences of them, but also our younger mindset as well, to be able to help them comprehend as to what we wanted.
It's crazy that we bought a house and got married in our 20s. Like, I still feel like we're quite young. And we've done quite a lot, so we should give ourselves
the side of my head doesn't say that, but we'll.
Well, yeah, it's very grey.
It is very grey, but here we are. Here we've beat the champ.
I thought you were going to high-five me, but you just slouched me instead.
We overcame both those challenges.
That was really odd. It was actually meant to be more.
Yeah. So props to us. I think the biggest challenge for me is just when, particularly for the wedding, was like you put a list together and people say yes, and then they say no last minute, and that was probably my biggest challenge.
Yeah, there was a lot of to and fro with the guest list and whatnot, but it made us better people. Like, I think we learned a lot from the wedding. We learned who really is in our corner and like who's going to be there for us in the future, and yeah, we did learn, but we had so much fun. Like it was worth every single challenge that we went through, for sure.
It was, and now we live together and we're now pulling each other's hair out.
Well, yeah, that's another challenge, isn't it? So obviously we bought the house in February 2025, but we didn't move in until after the wedding, so like August. And yeah, it's been quite interesting. I think we've had some like little teething issues, like I don't like Hemil leaving his clothes on the bed. I don't like him not folding his clothes properly. He just shoves them inside his wardrobe. There are little things that I'm just like, no. But we won't delve into them too much, but I think we work quite well together. You don't like some of my habits either.
Hey, half of yours are on the floor.
Oh, basically, I use the indoor slippers to go outside, and he has like a fit about it.
Yeah, because we've got graphics.
I accept it.
She uses her indoor slippers outside and then comes back in. And there's a pair of slippers that we both agreed on that this would be used for outdoors. So why? And they are literally at the back door. So why do you not use them?
Well, there are a lot of things that I could pull you up on, but I'm not going to go into detail. But yes, we've had a few teething issues, but I think that's normal for all couples, and I think we've overcome them quite well. I don't think there's been any massive things which I'm like, oh my god, you've given me the absolute ick, or like, I hate that you do this. He is a bit slow. Like when I do tell him to do something, it does take him a while to pick himself up and do it, but he will get there eventually if I don't end up getting there before him.
Which happens more often than not. But
you know.
It's okay. We're adapting to each other, and we enjoy each other's company. That's the main thing. We've agreed on a lot of things: paint, sofas, TV.
Guys, I got him into the colour greens, like half of our house at sea. He never used to like the colour green, and now look at us.
Funny enough, you bought this, I think.
Did I?
I think. But it's been good challenges, having a wedding, having a house. But I think the key thing for us has always been that we would ensure that we listen to each other, and I think that leads us on to sort of deciding sides for when we go for festivals and things like that. Christmas, Diwali, Gujarati New Year.
When you said sides, it reminded me of like Pizza Hut and cheesy garlic.
Let's be better on made that.
Did
Yeah, because
Sorry, Brad.
we have picky bits tonight, and that's basically sides, isn't it?
Oh my god, guys, we're having M&S picky bits tonight. Absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, it should be good. Then we've got some pizzas as well, so that should be good. And then tiramisu, I miss you. Okay, that was a bit dead.
Okay.
But a good joke, Hemil. Thanks for laughing. Yeah.
Anyway, what was your name?
The festival of sides, or no, sorry.
The
Picking
festival.
sides.
So like Diwali, Gujarati New Year, and Christmas, and I think the Diwali period was quite easy for us because it was on a weekday, and like we went to your parents, and then obviously we went to mine at the weekend, so that was fine. I think Christmas was a bit more of a challenging conversation, but we got over it quite well. Yeah. Because obviously I had my traditions and you had yours, and we both wanted to have Christmas dinner at each other's houses. But it ended up working out quite well. Like we woke up in our own house, which was so magical for the first time, Christmas morning, and then we went to his parents' house for breakfast, and then we drove down the M1 to have Christmas dinner at mine, which was
driving home for Christmas. It did feel like that, didn't it, for you?
It was really nice, yeah. It was a really like magical day, and we're just so blessed to be surrounded by like loving family, and I think that was the main thing. But yeah, it was a bit of an adjustment for us both, but it worked.
Yeah, it worked really well. I mean, we sort of spoke about it. To be honest, it was about a 15-minute conversation. You know, a couple of.
If anything's a 15-minute conversation.
A couple of disagreements here and there, and Bob's your uncle. To be honest, you know,
Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt.
But honestly, like, the best solution was to do half-half. I think it would have been very difficult for the pair of us
to give up
either side, which I understand why.
And one Christmas we will have to make a choice. Yeah. But I don't think it's sustainable to do that every year. But we just did what we felt was right this year, and I think it worked out for both of us. So.
We're pretty understanding. Like, we agreed to disagree, so we made a compromise, and maybe one year it might be the opposite way around. We start off in London, come to Leicester, or we continue this way. We don't know. We'll take it as it comes. It's a conversation to be had next year, and we'll find out. We'll find out then. But a good challenge. I think one thing for us here, Ollie, that I'm really, really proud of, and it will lead on to highlights in a minute, is we overcome challenges really well.
We do. I think our personalities help us, because Hemil's the calm, collected, patient one, whereas I'm the more organised, but like, let's get things done kind of person. So I think that balance really helps us become like the perfect couple. We're not perfect, but as in we're on our way to become like a really strong team.
Yeah, we're a good team, I think. Yeah. At the moment, we're a good team. We want to be better. But yeah, that's one of our key highlights. We're very good at overcoming challenges. And talking of highlights, Roddy, we've had quite a few. Obviously, we said the challenges, and they became highlights as well. But what was your biggest highlight of? Personally, for you, what was your biggest highlight of the year? And it can't be getting married or buying a house.
Okay, so my biggest highlight, I would say, of 2025 was probably watching Coldplay in Abu Dhabi. So like we went to India at the end of 2024, and then we headed to Abu Dhabi afterwards, and oh my god, like we didn't even plan to go and see Coldplay, so I tried to get the UK tickets, couldn't get them, and then me and my cousin were in Abu Dhabi. We were just lying on a sun lounger, and then we were like, oh, let's see if we can try and get them, and on a whim, like we managed to get 2 tickets, and she will agree, but it was honestly the best night ever. Like, we had the time of our lives. Our seats were amazing. The stadium was amazing. The weather was amazing. Like, I'd just seen nothing like that, and it was just insane. So that was amazing. And then secondly, I would actually say starting this podcast. I've been saying to Hemil for a while now that I want an outlet where we can just talk about things, and like, I think this is a perfect thing to do as a couple. Like, I just think it's great. So I'm so glad that we've started this journey. And I'm excited to see where it leads us. I'm glad we had the confidence and the courage to start this. And I guess I kind of initiated it, so I'm proud of the fact that like I initiated it and like we're actually doing it.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're not. I mean, the first time she mentioned the podcast idea to me, I think I was a little bit skeptical, because
you were like, no.
You know, you see all the podcasts that we watch. For me, sports ones. For you, obviously more reality. And you're like, but they're good at speaking. We're very good at speaking, but in front of a camera, we're probably slightly different. But it's been fun, and I must say, like, it's been probably one of my highlights of us starting a podcast. I've really enjoyed it so far.
Yeah.
we've really tried to team up in terms of what we do for the media pages. Going to your Coldplay thing, I think that's a very good highlight, because I went to Coldplay as well, and a little bit like Hirali, I didn't get tickets originally, so my brother, he applied for 5 tickets, he only got 3. So my mum, my sister, and him were the 3 that were originally going to go. And then obviously Coldplay couldn't do the Monday, and they moved the concert to a Friday, and we were in Malta, I think, and my brother rang me and he goes, Hemil, there is a ticket available. It's in the same stand, a couple of rows above. Fine, book it, whatever. And happy days, you know, little bit of on the whim, I managed to go.
Yeah, we were lucky. Like, I didn't just, by the way, guys, I didn't just not get him a ticket. He didn't come to Abu Dhabi with us, hence why he didn't come. And obviously, we'd be living separately at that time. But we were both very lucky, because I think it was one of the most.
But I think that's one of our bookings also when they come back in 2020.
Yes, 100%. We want to do it together, so that'll be quite good.
You know, they are magical to watch. So if you have, and I know there are many non-Coldplay fans out there, and if you don't like their music, that's fine. But honestly, just going to their concert and just experiencing the whole thing is.
It's the atmosphere, isn't it? Just soaking up the atmosphere. It's just insane.
And that's why we've been to see Jason Derulo, Chris Brown.
Jason Derulo. I love Jason Derulo.
They are good artists.
But Coldplay's just something else. It's worth the money. Like, I know it's really, the tickets are so expensive, but honestly,
you pay for it.
If you know, you know. And
I've still got one of their wristbands, so hopefully a Coldplay fan doesn't hear this. Or Chris Martin doesn't hear this.
Why have you got one of the wristbands?
Or not open it up.
Work?
No, but I want to open it up and see what's inside.
You're such an IT geek.
But yeah, that was definitely one of our highlights. One of my highlights, and for those of you that don't know, I'm a cricket coach in my spare time, and I coach Leicestershire County Cricket Club. And for the first time in 6 to 8 years, in the longest format that we play, which is the 40-over competition, our county under 15 girls that I coach, or was the head of, finished top of their group. A massive achievement for them. Really, a season where we had a couple of superstars, if you like, and it wasn't the years gone by where we had a team full of superstars, but this year we had 1 or 2, but the whole team just chipped in, and it was terrifically led by our captain. I'm really proud of that group. You know, they put on some amazing performances over that time. But I think for me, the key thing is like we spoke about overcoming a challenge. They've overcame that really well, and I'm just super proud of them. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, because my biggest highlight of you. Okay, so I'm going to do a highlight for you.
Oh.
And I think you passing your CRPD level 5 was a massive achievement. You know, you're going places, girl.
Girl.
You know, you've got a few things to look up to in 2026, as we know.
Oh.
But that CRPD level 5, only I know how much, or well, her parents will know as well, how much.
And my boss. Oh my god.
Stress, if you like. I wouldn't. It's not stress, but sort of stress. She puts herself through, so she'll be like, "Oh my god, I've wrote this. Is this okay?"
Or I'll be like, "Oh my god, have I failed? Like, I haven't done well. I've done."
And she wouldn't open her resources, and I'm just like, just open it. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to fail or you're going to pass.
Yeah.
But fundamentally, you've passed them all.
That was definitely a proud moment, I would say.
And I think you should be proud.
Yeah.
And that's going to help you with obviously future jobs and whatnot. But
yeah.
My personal highlight for you, I would say, was definitely that.
Yeah. Can I do a personal highlight for you now?
You may if you have one.
So my personal highlight, it's not to do with like an educational thing or a work thing, but Hemil has tried new foods, and I think for me that is a big thing. Like, he's tried Chinese, he's tried Thai, and he actually likes noodles. Like, I make noodles and he'll eat noodles. I've kind of made a like knockoff ginger chicken noodle from Wagamama's, which apparently isn't on the menu anymore. But I made it and now he loves it. So now we have it at least like once or twice a month, and it's like, I'm actually proud of him, because before he'd be like, "Oh no, I'd never try that." And I think this comes down to like different upbringings and stuff as well, because obviously Hemil lived in quite a traditional Indian family where he would have like a Indian meal 3-4 times a week.
3 times a week.
So yeah, like, he's been open to trying new things. I'm actually quite proud that I know he doesn't like sushi, which is sad because I'm obsessed with sushi. But I guess I can't have everything. But yeah, I'm just proud of you for trying new foods.
Thank you. I mean, it's been good. I mean, like, obviously I'm still quite fussy. My friends know, as Hirali knows. But those noodles have been quite nice. They've been an eye-opener. And it's thanks to Hirali that when me and my friends went to Cambridge, there was a Thai restaurant that we went to. I had these noodles. So next to you for that. Been quite nice. I like the egg fried rice and stuff like that before, but it's never been to what extent you make. But yeah, I'd say that is a personal highlight. I think that's a good one actually. Eye opening. But yeah, that's been our highlights. I know we've covered our challenges and they've been put into our highlights package as well, but we don't want to delve too deeply into it, guys. Honestly, like we just
an overview, really.
want to go to
2025 moments.
We just want to be chill about.
We'd love to hear your highlights and challenges as well. So please comment below your highlights and challenges of 2025 and what you're looking forward to in 2026.
Yeah, can I just say, we're not going to do our new 2026 plans in this episode.
No.
There will be a bonus episode to come that we'll do it in, and you'll find out what we plan in that. But sure enough, we just want to hear what your plans are, and if so, we can. And if you're okay with it, we'll put it into our bonus episode so that we can share, and you'll be anonymous and stuff like that.
Yeah. Sounds good. Shall we move on to my favourite time of each episode?
Yeah, go for it.
It's game time.
It is game time. And this one's a bit of a challenge this week, isn't it?
Well, this one's interesting because one of the listeners actually wrote in for us to do this game. So, take it away.
Yeah, so, like I said, it's a bit of a challenge, and we like our games to link. So, this listener has requested if you were going to describe the other person, so in this case it's Hirali, and she's going to describe me from a film, which character would you describe them as?
And which film? Which film?
And which film?
Yeah, which film?
So, we'll be honest, we're not the biggest film watchers, or we don't get that much time to watch films, to be honest. We're more like series people, and we just like a little bit of shit, really. Just...
Censored.
I mean, Love is Blind is a load of crap.
He says that live, but he loves it.
It's just trash TV that just passes time, right? So we've watched stuff like that. Movies, we haven't really got time to... Maybe tonight might be the night we watch a couple of movies, but I've watched a few. You have watched a few. When you have, who would you describe me as?
So, I've been thinking about this and the lack of films that I've watched. But based on personality in particular, I would describe you as Daniel Craig, so James Bond, from, let's say, okay, don't get a big head, but let's say from Skyfall, because that's the most recent one that I remember. So let's just say that movie, because that's the only one I can think of. Hamill's quite calm, collected, quite rational in his decisions, takes his time, quite methodical with like things that he does, a little bit active being a cricket coach. I mean, you could be a bit more like active vibes being James Bond, but I think that's the closest in terms of like, if I was to recast a film, I'd recast Skyfall, and you would be Daniel Craig, so James Bond in the film, and I think you would actually be quite good. I'll give you that one, but don't get a big head over it.
Oh, thank goodness! I just changed my name to Daniel Craig.
Okay. Anyway, who would I be?
So I've been thinking about this, and it's a difficult one because again, Hirali is a strong planner. She's very resilient. She's smart, and she's probably thinking what others aren't thinking. I would say at times, you think outside the box at times. And for me, that strikes me as two people. So either Chani from Dune, so the actress is Zendaya, or MJ from Spider-Man: Far From Home. They're not similar characters in the sense, but
they're quite smart.
They plan well but she plans well but she plays a role that has to entail planning, and is quite mentally resilient as well. So yeah, I'd say Zendaya from both those movies.
Interesting.
But obviously, I had to do a bit of research. I haven't watched Dune.
Did you use ChatGPT?
No, so I did a bit of research outside of it. Spider-Man: Far From Home I've watched, so I know what that entails, and that's why I came up with Zendaya. But yeah, I think you do resemble Zendaya from those movies, and I'd like to know who you think we'd resemble.
Yeah, that would be quite cool.
Do you agree with Hirali's Daniel Craig for me? And do you...
I feel like they're going to reject that.
And do you agree with mine, my view of her as Zendaya. So we shall see, guys. We shall see you in the.
Please comment, DM us. Like, we want to hear from you.
Yeah. But 2025 has been a blast here, Ollie.
It has been a blast, and we've achieved a lot. So here's to 2026.
I was going to shake your hand.
No, it's still a little bit weird. Okay. Anyway, well, we hope you all have a lovely start to your 2026 and a very happy new year from HP2. We love you all and thank you so much for listening. And we hope to bring you more and more content next year.
We do. We will bring you. No, not hope.
Oh, no, we will. We will. No, we will. All right. Love you guys.
Guys, we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.